Hey guys, I'm a gaming potato, and today I've got a new series on a new game. We're actually going to be playing Satisfactory. This is a game I've played for quite a while. I've beaten it a few times. Granted, it is still in early access. They are quite close to release though, but there is, easily over 100 hours of gameplay here. I've got a bit over 700 hours played so far. So I do have some useful information and tips and tricks and stuff like that for people getting into the game. So you can see here I've selected new game, and we can choose a starting area. Now it's important to note there is only one map, and your starting area is a different area on the map, which is pretty cool as well. The maps are not procedurally generated either, so the whole map is a handcrafted piece for this game. Some areas are easier than other areas are. We're going to be going with the grass fields. You can see it's ideal for first-time pioneers. But there are other areas as well, like for example the dune desert, which it says for advanced pioneers. So resources are more spread out. Your early game is more difficult as well. But you do have a wider open area if you want to, start mega basing or something. So we're going to go with the grass fields. There are also multiplayer options as well, but we're going to go private. And we are going to skip the intro here. That's what this is. It's just an intro, kind of how the game mechanics work. But we're just going to skip that for now. It's pretty simple. It basically just shows you how to mine and craft stuff. So if you've played games where you mine and craft, you kind of get the gist of it. So we're in our starting area here. So I always like to look for this huge arch. If you start in the grass fields, you're going to see this huge arch. It is a great marker for starting out, as you don't really have the map at the beginning of the game. But the first thing we're going to do is grab some resources. And so based on that map, you can see when I look east, I can see that arch. I'm going to go south. And right here, actually, wow, we spawned pretty much right beside it. First, I'm going to equip my weapon here. So I've got a little weapon, just in case there are some hostile aliens about. You can see this plant right here. That plant doesn't move, but it does emit poison gas. So right now I'm picking up wood and leaves as well. You can see there are some aliens here, so we're going to want to deal with these. These guys here do like to run around, but it's pretty easy to avoid them if you just jump as they run at you. And they only take a couple hits to die, as they are just kind of beginner monsters. There, you can see they're already dead. So I'm just going to grab a whole bunch of leaves here. And there are these guys here. The first alien we saw was a melee alien, but this one actually has a projectile. Their projectile does have really good tracking as well. So if you notice them fire at you, you're going to want to change direction as their attack is mid-fire. Otherwise, they're pretty much guaranteed to hit you. They just happen to have really good tracking like that. So I'm just grabbing a bunch of twigs and leaves here. We've probably got enough to start out with. So again, with my marker being this arch, being straight east from us, we're going to go north. And as we go north, you can see there's this massive rock with all these poison rocks here. And you can see there's a little yellow glowing object up there, which is also a useful marker. That happens to be a power slug, which will be used later in the game. And we come to this area right here. We have this big rock face. And there are some iron nodes here. This is a really good starting area. We have these iron nodes. There's a copper node up top. And then there's a limestone over there and another limestone over here. Those are the three starting materials you're going to need. So we need to decide where we're going to place our base. Now what I like to do is I like to place my base right up against this wall here. So what I'm going to do is open my inventory. I'm going to open my building tab. I'm going to find the hub, which is your base. And I'm going to build it right here. I'm going to turn it this way so I can see I have my little door into my kind of hab unit there. And I'm just going to go up against these rocks here. Just kind of find a good spot. I think right there. Just like that. And now we have our hub. So in our hub, we have a little storage chest. We have a crafting bench. And we have the launch terminal. This is kind of where our goals are for progressing through the game. You can see there's material requirements here we'll have to get to unlock new features. And there are also 2 biomass burners in the back for our starter power. Now for power, we can use biomass, so like the leaves and the wood that we picked up. But you don't actually want to put leaves and wood directly into those biomass burners. You want to come to your crafting table here, and you want to convert these into biomass. You want to get yourself about 400 biomass. You can see we're already well on the way there. Wood does give you more biomass than leaves do. And there, we've got 400. So the reason we want 400 is because each machine here can hold 200. There, now we've got our machines fully stocked up on biomass. So with power ready to go, we need to start building some production. Now you'll see most people, they'll start out with iron or maybe even limestone. They may actually build a constructor to create biomass for them. But you don't really want to do that. The very first thing you want to do is get copper. And that's why I'm climbing up this hill, because there is a copper node up here. So we go right here. You can see there's our base right there. So we're just going to grab this copper node. Oh, it looks like we got hit by one of these guys. Yeah, most mine nodes do have some form of alien guarding them. Wait for him to stop running around, and he is dead. So we'll just knock this big chunk of copper off of here. There we go. And we're going to set up our hotkeys as well. You can see down here, it gives you some default hotkeys. I like to keep 1, 2, and 3 as they are. But I'm going to set my miner to 4, smelter to 5, constructor to 6. And then we're going to set storage container to 7. There we go. So I got my miner here. And because I don't want to be too far from my base, I'm going to have my miner face this way with my smelter in front of it. And then I'm going to build a constructor down here. But before I do that, I just kind of want to place this belt. As you can see, it's kind of finicky trying to place a belt so far down a slope. There we go. So this is going to be producing wire, and we need wire for basically everything. Wire also makes cable, and you need cable for basically everything as well. So that's why we're doing this first. Now we'll just build a power pole so we can get power down here. And also, if you note, for hotkey 2, it's a power line. If I click on a power pole with my power line, it'll create a new power pole wherever I place it. So I'm just going to place one down here to connect that. Then also, before I head down, I need to set my smelter to smelt copper ingots. So now we'll have raw copper coming out, being smelted into ingots. And then down here, we're going to turn those ingots into copper wire. And we're going to have all of those fed into a storage chest. There we go. So we'll just bring this power pole over here. And I'm going to plop one down right beside this limestone node, because we are going to build a limestone miner there. Then I'm going to place another one on top of this rock. And then we're going to head over here. And one of the things I like about this spot is there are these big rocks right beside our base. So this is a really good spot for another power pole. I'm going to put one right there. I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to grab this power slug. This is used for overclocking, but we're not going to be doing any of that yet. And then I'll just put one more power pole right there. And then I'll bring another power pole to the back to connect our biomass burners to. So now If we look at our power pole, we can see we have 40 megawatts of capacity, and we're using 13 megawatts for our copper. So now that our copper is going, we got wire production being done. Now we can focus on iron. But we can see we got some aliens defending these iron nodes here, so we're just going to get rid of these guys. You can see I'm kind of trying to jump to avoid them. But they're pretty easy to kill. 3 hits with your starter weapon and they're dead. So we'll pop off these rocks. Then we'll just throw down a miner. Let's see, how do I want to orient it? I think like this, with a smelter in front of it. If you notice, it's kind of snapping. If you hold down Control, it'll snap your alignment. There we go, got this all aligned. So this is gonna emit iron ore, to make iron ingots, to make iron plates, which is one of our starter materials. And then, of course, we'll just dump all of that into a chest. And if you want to copy an item, you can just click on it with your mouse wheel. Just like that. That allowed me to copy that miner. So now that we've got iron plates, we need iron rods. So I'll grab another miner. I will grab a smelter. And another constructor. And we'll hook up our belts, pick our recipes, and this is good to go as well. So that first system of copper there is using 13 megawatts, which means these are each using 13 as well. So we're at 39 megawatts right now. And because we're only producing 40 megawatts, we're going to need more power for this. So we're just going to hook everything up. Oh, you can see right there, we're now out of wire. So luckily this is why we got our copper wire running first, is because we are very quickly going to run out of it. There we got 44 ready to go. So we'll run up here, get the rest of this power line going, and then this will produce the resources that we need to make more power producers. We can make more bioburners. There we go. So our smelters are hooked up. That is doing iron, also doing iron. And then we'll make one more. Hook up our constructors to it. Oh, looks like this power line is wrong here. There. Grab the smelter. Yeah, smelter attached to this line. Constructor to this line. There we go. Now we can hook all that up to our main grid. Just take a look. Yeah, we're using 39 megawatts of power. We can see both of our miners are starting to work. We can also look at the lights. Every machine has a light here. So green light means the machine is operating. Yellow light means the machine is powered but is not currently operating. You can see the smelter just turned green. And then our constructor is also yellow, but we have ingots coming in, so it's about to turn green. There we go, and now our constructor is running. So we're going to have iron plates popping into this box and iron rods coming into this box. We can also see the amount of resources that they're using here. It is important to note that this miner is currently outputting 60 per minute, but the smelter only smelts 30 per minute, and the constructor only constructs 15 per minute. But there's nothing we can really do about that until we get splitters, which will then allow us to optimize this. So in the meantime, we're going to let these produce parts because we need to make more biomass burners. And while they're running, we're going to collect more biomass, because we're going to need quite a lot of it. So while all that stuff runs, we're going to run back to this forest over here, just on the other side of these large rocks. This forest is a great starting supply of biomass. We'll also collect some plants on the way, some fruits there. We got those nuts and the pale berries. You can use these to heal, and you can also use them in research as well. There is a research mechanic in this game that requires lots of different types of resources, and those berries can be used as part of those resources. There we go, we're in our forest. Collect some more of these berries. And if you just hold down E, it'll just mass collect everything you mouse over. So that's kind of why I can collect stuff so fast. We're going to need a ton of biomass to get through the biomass production phase before we eventually unlock coal. Coal will carry us till the mid-game where we unlock actual fuel. And then we can start getting into the late game with like fuel generators and stuff like that. So we're just going to keep on collecting our biomass here. You can see based on the quantities it shows on the left side of the screen, we do have quite a lot. But pretty much no matter how much we collect, we're always going to need more. And like I said, we are waiting for that our resources to pile up so that we can build some more biomass burners. And once we get those biomass burners, we will also build some constructors to automate the production of biomass as well. And then eventually biomass will get converted into solid biofuel, which is an even more efficient form of biomass for our generators. And I should mention too, leaves and twigs like this do regenerate. So we should be able to come back here eventually. And once we unlock the chainsaw, we can actually cut down these trees for even more wood. Although the trees do not regenerate. But there's plenty of trees to go around, so it's not that big of a deal. We don't have to worry about running out of trees. Alright, I think we're pretty good on biomass now. Grab some more pale berries here. See what we got here. Our inventory is almost full. So we're rocking a ton of biomass now. So yeah, why don't we head back and we can start converting this and see what we have for resources that we've automated so far. Just want to make sure we stay out of this poison cloud. You can see I did get damaged a little bit there by it. And if you notice how I'm jumping, I'm doing a slide and a jump. You can actually move faster and jump further if you slide jump like this. Why don't we take this guy out since we're in the area. Just wait for him to stop. Usually you can hit them twice before they start moving again. And then a third hit kills them. And I've picked up their hog remains there, as those hog remains can later be produced or can be converted into kind of another research material. All right, we made a bit more biomass. We just want to check on our burners here, see how they're faring. Yeah, they're still stocked up pretty well. We're just going to top them off. And now we can go and take a look at what we can collect here. Nice, almost 100 plates. 75 iron rods. And we'll head over here and see what we got for wire. Hopefully a couple hundred wire. Yeah, almost 200 wire, not bad. So let's see how many bioburners we can build. We'll go to power, find our biomass burners. If you notice this plus sign here, you can say how many you want to build, and it'll show you the quantities that you need here. So now we can see how much we need to build 14 of these biomass burners. So we do want 14, but for right now we don't need 14. So what we're actually going to do is just build 2. It's also important to note, if we mouse over these small ones here, they produce 20 megawatts, but these bigger ones produce 30 megawatts. So we're going to get extra power out of them, which is going to be really nice. So we'll just bring a pole down here. Oh, you can see we're missing cables. But luckily we have wire, as you need wires to make cables. So we'll just make a couple extra cables here. And 30 should be good. There we go. And now we'll throw some more biomass in here. So now we can support 70 megawatts of power, which is enough to get a biomass line going here. Let's see, I'll just hook this up to this main line here. Set this to produce biomass from leaves. And we'll dump all our leaves in here. And we'll have another box just to output all the biomass we produce. You can see it takes in 120 leaves per minute, but our belts here, these tier 1 belts only move 60 items per minute. So we can't actually max out this belt. That's why I just dumped 500 leaves in there, just to help increase our production rate. Then we can also put another line here. Oh, actually, you can see we're out of reinforced iron plates. So to make reinforced iron plates, you need iron plates and screws. We're not currently producing screws. You need to make screws from iron rods. But rather than making iron plates, because they do take quite a while, and we do need a lot of them, we can actually find some iron plates already made out on the map. So if we look at our base here and face north, north is facing our iron lines. If we look east where our copper line is, we can actually go over here and we can find crash landed pods. So the story is we've basically been sent to this planet to build a production site for a company. But there are other things that have landed on this planet from us as well. So we can actually head over here. I'm kind of heading northeast. And there's this ridge line here. We're going to hop on top of this ridge line. But you can also see right here we have this material. This purple stuff is quartz. And quartz is an awesome material. You're definitely going to want to pick up any that you see. You're only going to get tiny little nodes like that we just picked up there. But I believe you need about 60 or so to do some research to unlock some really cool tech. There's lots of cool tech quartz is used for that's related to movement that can allow you to move faster, jump higher, stuff like that. So you can see we went northeast and we've stumbled across this crash site. But if you look here, there's some stuff lying around. So if we go over here, we have what we're looking for, our reinforced iron plates. Right here is also a motor. And we'll just take care of this guy. There we go. And we have a ton of wire. There's about 200 wire. Some more iron or reinforced plates, 300 wire. And some more motors as well. But then also, if we go to this pod, we can actually open the drop pod. And there's special materials in here, but you can see it needs repairs. It needs 40 megawatts of power. So hopefully we can build... We can't build 2 biomass burners, which is what we need. You can see we only have 27 rods and we need 30. But we may be able to build a craft bench. And let's see, we can't build iron rods. Yeah, we don't have any raw resources on us. So that's fine. We can come back later, and inside here is a hard drive. We can't actually use the hard drive right now, so it's not that big of a deal. So we can just come back later. We got what we needed, which are the reinforced iron plates. And I believe we got about 40 of them, which will allow us to build a ton of extra constructors. It also helps prevent you having to craft stuff by hand, because it can be annoying having to craft so much stuff by hand. And it is better to just be able to automate it or find the really advanced materials just lying around on the map like we did. So we'll head back over to our little biomass production site here. And now we can build ourselves a constructor. We'll get another chest. So we're going to set this to biomass from wood. We'll dump all of our wood in there. We'll find a power pole here. If I can reach that. There we go. Get that hooked up. And now we'll get it outputting biomass. Perfect, look at that. Oh, I do have a bit more leaves on me, so I'll just dump my leaves in here. And for some of these more advanced materials that we don't really need yet, we're just going to dump them into storage. Perfect. So if we look at our grid, we've got about 23 megawatts of available power. So what we're going to do is grab a bunch of this biomass and make sure these machines are topped up. This one I don't think is running yet. This guy's empty. So we just gained another 30 megawatts of power by filling that up. This capacity should, this guy, yeah, they're all hooked up to power. Oh, there we go. 100 megawatts. Perfect. So now we're at 100 megawatts of power. That means we can get this other iron node here going. If you notice these big aliens, they are passive. If they get in your way, give them a zap and they'll run away. Alright, so we'll get this line popped off. And here we are going to produce screws. Now to produce screws, you need iron rods. So we're going to need 2 constructors here. Oh, you can see we're out of cables. So we're just going to head over here and make ourselves a couple cables. Again, this is why you need to start off with copper, because you need so much wire, not only to use the wire, but also to turn that wire into cables. There we go. We'll get this all belted. Oh, this is slightly misaligned here. I wonder, maybe we'll just move these guys. There, give them a little more space for those belts to bend. Nice. Set this to iron. Set this to iron rods. And then screws. We're missing iron rods to make this box. So we'll just grab some more. Oh, that was misaligned for some reason. There we go. And then we'll just hook this up to power. Throw down a couple of power poles. If you notice, each pole only has connections for 4 power lines. And we'll connect those there. So we got yellow lights on everything. Our miner is running. So we're going to start having screws now. So I'm just going to grab some more plates here. You can see we only have 4 iron plates. And we're going to build some limestone production to make concrete. But in order to make miners, you can see we need portable miners, which we currently don't have. So we can build an equipment workshop, which I think I'll put maybe right here. We'll make some portable miners here. We're going to need 2 of them. There we go. You can see you can also build your Xeno Zapper here. If you happen to die and lose it, you can just build another one. Alright, so... oh, it looks like we actually need concrete to build these miners. And concrete is what we're actually trying to get out of these limestone nodes. So we're just going to run over here. Take care of this guy. And we're going to pop this off. You can see we're getting the limestone that we need. We get quite a lot of limestone from this rock. There we go. And we're just going to move over here and throw down a crafting bench. There, we can make concrete. This should make us enough concrete for both of our miners. I believe a miner used 10 pieces of concrete. There. So let's see. 10? Yeah, that's perfect. So let's kind of face it this way. Pick up those hog remains. Delete this guy. Now with limestone, we don't actually need a smelter either. So we're just going to pop that right into a constructor. Just move it forward a little more so that belt has room there. Set that to concrete. And we'll throw a box in front. It's important to know machines do have quite a lot of internal storage. So a machine can hold about 100 resources in it. So, you know, you don't need boxes right away, because the machine can store quite a lot of materials within itself. All right, we're going to build one more limestone line. And I do recommend having at least 2 limestone lines, or I should say concrete lines. And that's mainly just due to how slow you actually craft concrete. Ah, here he is. There we go. And we'll get a constructor here. Set that to concrete. Take this pole we placed previously. Get that all hooked up. And we've got 2 concrete lines automated. You'll also see over here we got some more quartz. We'll definitely want to grab that. There are tons of other materials in this game that you'll find as you play, but we really only care about that quartz right now. See this guy? There we go. So we've got all of our starting materials automated now. So while this automation runs, I'm just going to go to my boxes and collect the resources that I've made so far. We should have lots of screws. The screws get made pretty quick. Bunch of rods there. And some plates. We'll see how much concrete this machine has made so far. 14, yeah, it's not very much. So while all these machines run, let's keep an eye on our power. We're going to run over to our boxes, collect whatever biomass they've made, which is a lot. Oops, got stuck to the ladder there. All right, let's make sure all our machines are topped off. You can see we're using 82 out of our 100 megawatts. So now that all of this system is running, we are going to want to eventually build our biomass burner line. But for now, let's check our hub terminal here to see what resources we have. So you can see in order to build foundations, we need more concrete here. We do have everything for our splitters though. And we're a little short on screws for the field research, which does give us the MAM, which is that research I talked about. You can do that research here at the MAM. But what's really important, the base building is nice because you have foundations which can snap to the global grid and allow you to start actually perfectly aligning stuff and making an aesthetic looking base. You also get walls, so you can actually build buildings, and a lookout tower, which can help you look around and maybe spot new things. But the logistics tab has the splitters and mergers, which actually allow you to increase your production rates on stuff. So I think for now we have the resources for the logistics here. So let's go with that. We'll load all these materials and they will get sent to space. So if we come out here, you can actually see there is a transport vehicle here attached to our base. And this is going to send those materials up into space to our corporate overlords. And we gain the ability to make those new objects as a result of that, which is pretty nice. Now, we did spend a lot of our resources actually doing that. So we'll see what we got back here for iron plates and such. So we did get quite a few plates and copper rods here. But I think we're actually just going to let the setup run for a bit. And we're going to do a bit of exploring. And mainly what we're looking for, of course, biomass. We always want biomass. But the main thing is quartz. We already picked up those 2 pieces of quartz. But there are some more quartz chunks lying around the map. So I believe there's 1 or 2 pieces over here. But the quartz is fairly common. So you should find some in your adventures. The nice thing with the automation is we are free to wander around. We have some healing items on us. You can see there's some sulfur. We don't really need this sulfur, but we can do a bit of preliminary research with it. So we may as well just take it. You'll notice like that sulfur and the quartz we've been finding, there are no actual nodes underneath it, as they are more of a late game material, so the nodes of them are quite a bit further away. Here we can see we have another chunk. This is going to be coal, which again we don't need right now, but you may as well collect them anyways, as you can do preliminary research with some of this stuff. So it is good to pick up what you find. The only resource you can't actually do preliminary research with is the aluminum, as you do need, there is basically no research tree for aluminum. You basically just have to eventually unlock the ability to manufacture with it. So here we got some more quartz and a bad guy. And I don't know where he went, so we're just going to keep going. Here's another plant we can harvest, bacon agaric. It's one of the rarer and better plants. It heals more than any other plant you can pick up. Here's another new resource, Caterium ore, which again we'll just do some preliminary research with, as we can't actually use it this early in the game. We are getting a lot of baddies over here. Wow, there was 3 of them in the spot. Yeah, these guys are pretty easy to fight. You just kind of want to jump or sidestep them. There's the other one. Nice. Alright, so we're still looking for some quartz. See if we can find any more over here. Yeah, I forget the exact amount of quartz you want to pick up. Huh, look at this weird texture here. I wonder if there's a hidden area under here. Nope, that's just a weird texture. And I do recommend killing these aliens if they happen to get aggressive towards you, because the resources they drop are actually really useful. Nice. Couple of hog remains. All right, we're still on the lookout for some quartz. Ooh, I'm seeing a ton of biomass up here. We may as well collect this. Keeping an eye out for more quartz. It seems to spawn around rocks and stuff. So if you see big rocks or ledges, you know, that could be a good spot for some quartz to spawn. Yeah, this is another good spot with a ton of biomass in it. All right, maybe, oh, what's this? Bauxite. Yeah, bauxite is the aluminum in this game. So if you see bauxite, it's not even, I wouldn't even recommend picking it up at all. You can't do anything with it. Any quartz along this ridge? Doesn't look like it. I think that's sulfur up there. Another limestone node here. We can see our miner off in the distance there, so we kind of know where we are. We also have our big arch there to use kind of as our locator. Got some water here. Water is actually a usable resource in the game. We haven't unlocked a use for it yet, though. See any quartz around here? And we've made it back to our base. So now we should have a pretty good buildup of resources here. Still a little bit short for building all of the biomass burners that we want. You can see we do need some more iron rods. I'm going to check this other constructor here, though, because we actually have two constructors doing rods now. No, yeah, all these rods are being used. Oh, actually, look, we do have a buildup of iron rods here. Oh, our inventory's full. We can toss, what do we want to toss here? Flowers, we'll toss flowers. We don't need those right now. So by launching those resources into orbit, we did unlock these conveyor merger and splitter. So I'm going to set one of these to hotkey 8. The reason I only set one is because if you press E, you can actually move between them, which is really nice. And we need splitters. So for splitters, we need cables, which we don't have, but we do have the resources to make them. So we'll plop down a quick bench here. We'll make some cables. What we're going to do is we're going to use these splitters to actually make an automated cable line now. Because it is kind of annoying handcrafting them. And we have excess material now so that we can actually build a second line off this miner. And the wire and the cables are so important. You need them for everything. So I'm going to grab my splitter. You can see I can snap my splitter directly onto this belt. It clips a little, but that's okay because this is just a temporary setup anyways. There, we got a new smelter. Set that to copper. And we'll hook that up here. Bring another line down. This is working. All right, so, oh, what do you want, buddy? Oh, there's two of them over here. There we go. So this is going to make wire. It uses 15 per minute. Now that smelter is producing 30 ingots per minute. So what we want to do is we'll actually... Oh, my inventory is full. I can get rid of some of this limestone. We're going to take these resources. We're going to build a splitter. Set the belt into the splitter. And we're going to put two constructors side by side. There we go. We'll get each of these producing wire. If we look at the requirements for cable here, yeah, we need 2 wire per cable. So now we'll build a merger, and we'll merge these 2 wire lines into a single line to make copper. Or sorry, to make cables. And then we'll have a box here, and the cable can head in there. Now we do need power, so we'll go over here. Wow, I'm already out of cable again. That's why we really want to automate this cable, because we don't want to have to keep crafting them by hand. Alright, so power pole here. And there we go. We have fully automated cable production. We have wire coming out. So we need 60 per minute. Each one of these is producing 30 per minute. And look at that. Cable is automated. Now we do need some more iron plates. But really what we're waiting for right now is concrete. We want our concrete so that we can unlock foundations. And once we have foundations, we're going to start building our main power line. We're going to build, like I have listed there, 14 biomass burners. And that's going to provide us all the power we need to get all the way to coal power. All right, so let's head in here, go to base building, and we do have enough resources to unlock our foundations. Nice. So with foundations unlocked, we can add these to our hotkeys. We have regular foundations and we have ramps as well. So I'm going to go hotkey 9 and 0 for my ramps. And just like with the splitters and mergers, by pressing E, I can switch between them here. So again though, I used a bunch of resources for that, so I still don't have enough for my 12 biomass burners. But what we can do is increase our production. So each of these miners are outputting 60 ore, but our smelters are only smelting 30 of it. So what we can do is we can actually just get rid of this line and double it up. Yeah, we don't need ore and we don't need these ingots either. So we will grab a splitter. And we're going to split these into 2 lines. There we go. Each producing iron ingots. And then, let's see, plate. Craft 20 per minute. So we're going to build a constructor. Throw that right here. Set that to iron plates, which we need 30 per minute of. And we are out of cables again. Yeah, automating cables first was definitely the best way to go. That should be enough. And you can copy and paste selections as well. Or like construction queues and stuff like that. And then we'll build a merger here. So we can merge the line. Oh, it's weird. It can't build. There we go. All right, this line looks good. Throw down some power poles. Now, before we hook this up to the grid, we just want to check. Yeah, we only have 10 megawatts of available power. So that's not enough to run this line. Which means we just need to build another biomass burner. There we go. How are we for biomass? Just make sure all our machines are topped up with fuel. And now we can hook our new line up to the grid. There, so we have doubled our iron plate production. Just get some of the stuff out of the way here. We don't need this anymore. Oh yeah. We got piles of biomass now. So what I'm actually going to do, I just want to clear some space for kind of our semi-permanent production spot. So we're just going to dump some resources in here. We'll get rid of some stuff we don't need, like raw resources and ingots we don't need. But some of the stuff there's like that's deuterium and coal, we'll keep those. There we go. Dump all our biomass into there. There, now we have a nice freed up spot so that we can build a place for our power plant. And we do have a lookout tower now. So I think I'll put a lookout tower right here. This will give you a nice overview of your base. Unless you see far off in the distance, maybe there's places you want to explore. But it's also a great spot to build from. So I'm going to grab foundations. I think I want a 4-meter foundation, because if you look at the 1-meter foundation, these rocks stick through. Even the 2-meter foundation isn't tall enough. So I'm going to go with a 4-meter foundation. But if you notice, I can build these anywhere. But what if you have a base over here, and then say you build a base way over there, and you want them to align perfectly? If you hold control, now look at how it snaps. It's aligning to the global grid. There's a grid that permeates the entire map, and anything built on this grid will align to anything anywhere else on the map that is also built to this grid. So I do recommend just always building on this grid. So I think a good spot to start my grid is probably over here. And as you can see, my build mode is set to default, so I only build one at a time. But if I press R and change it to Zoop, I can go like this, and now I can build a whole bunch at once. So Yeah, we don't have enough materials to build everything here. But this is basically the base where we're going to build our biomass power plant. So I'm just going to grab some more resources. For our foundations, we just need concrete and iron plates. You can see now we've got way more iron plates because we've doubled their production speed. And I could double the production speed of the iron rods as well as the screws as well, but we would have to build more power plants, and you know, I'd rather get a permanent power plant set up before I actually do that. So we'll just head back up here. All right, so we'll fill in those last couple spots there. So one biomass burner fills one tile here. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have enough room for 14 there. Which means I just want one more row here. All right. And I still have enough for everything I need. So if you notice, if I jump up here, I can't actually reach it. But if I do a slide jump, it gives you that extra height to jump up here. But also, I can just go like this and build some ramps as well. All right, so let's get our power plant set up. So I want to go just like this. Now I can hold control and I can perfectly snap everything to this grid. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How close are we to this poison? Yeah, we're a little close to the poison here, but I think I'm just going to go one extra tile further. There we go. And let's see, yeah, I'll just throw 2 more down here. Oops, get rid of that one. Throw one right there. And right there. Now we'll just get power set up to these. And we are just about to hit the 1 hour mark. So I think we'll get this guy set up, and then we'll probably call the episode there. But we did pretty good. We basically got to a full, you know, automated semi-permanent power setup, which is pretty good. All right, so that is our power. But now in addition to power, we also need to actually set up lines for producing our biomass. So I'm going to set up a couple of boxes here. And then some constructors as well. Again, I'm missing cable. I could go get some cable, but honestly it's faster to just do this, since I don't need very much of it anyways. So this guy will do biomass from leaves, and this one will do biomass from wood. And I could merge their outputs onto a single line, but I actually don't want to do that because they output so fast. They both output, I believe, 60 or greater biomass per minute. So if I merge them onto a single line, it's going to drastically reduce their throughput. So we'll just get this set up here. Throw down a power pole. And we'll hook that up to this guy right there. Then we can grab all of our biomass. So this guy is set to leaves, dump wood. And then we'll just dump a bunch of biomass into some of these burners. We don't need all of them burning right now, because that's more power than we really need. And we are going to convert this biomass into solid biofuel, which is even more efficient. So you don't actually need to power everything up right now. So these are all going to start running. You can tell by their animations as well. Yeah, this guy is good to go. We got 120 megawatts of power here. So I want to take this power pole and add a line, but you can see it's full. So I'm probably going to trip our power breaker by doing this. Oh, that one was on a different line. We'll just break this one here. There, you can see the power grid shut down because we don't have enough power production now. But we're going to hook that line up to here. And now we'll just turn our fuse breaker on. And we're back onto power. You can see we're using 106 megawatts. And we're just going to get rid of this extra stuff here, because it's kind of just in the way. We're also going to disconnect these two mini biomass burners, as I would rather have their biomass go towards our larger setup here. And then I'm just going to dump my extra biomass in storage for now. So now we have a massive power line. This power line will take us all the way to coal. Yeah, look at that. That looks really nice now. Everything's clean and organized. I think I'll put a couple more ramps here. Oh, we are short on concrete. So yeah, in the next episode, we'll just kind of clean this up a little bit. It looks really good. We can clean up our power line as well. We're going to have to add a bunch more power poles up here because we're going to have to drastically increase our production here now. But I think this is a good place to end the episode. We got a nice little automated production line here, which is pretty cool. Looks nice. It's pretty simple for now. See, this looks better with the concrete foundations and stuff. So yeah, that's it for my episode. If you enjoy my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll have more episodes for you soon. All right, thanks. Bye.